Crimson Vows. Chapter 2. The Capture. Jungkook's eyes, dark and fathomless, held Elena in a terrifying trance. She wanted to run, to scream, but her limbs felt like lead. The air crackled with an unspoken threat, a silent promise of what lay ahead. He reached her in what felt like a single stride, his hand closing around her arm with a grip that was firm but not bruising. It was a possessive touch, a claim. "What did you see?" His voice was low, a dangerous porta that sent shivers down her spine. It wasn't a question, it was a demand. Elena swallowed, her throat suddenly dry. She could lie, but something in his gaze told her he would know, and the consequences of lying to a man like him. She didn't even want to imagine. "Nothing," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the rain. "I saw nothing. I was just lost." A humorless smirk played on his lips. Lost? In the middle of a private transaction? His eyes narrowed, scrutinizing her. "You have a keen eye, little bird, too keen for your own good." He glanced back at his men, who were now watching them with detached interest. "Take her." Before Elena could react, two of the burly men were on either side of her, their hands on her arms. She struggled, a desperate cry escaping her lips, but their grip was unyielding. Jungkook watched her, his expression unreadable. There was no malice, no cruelty, just a cold, efficient resolve. He was a predator, and she was his prey. They led her towards a sleek, black SUV that seemed to materialize out of the darkness. The interior was luxurious, a stark contrast to the grim surroundings. Elena was pushed into the back seat, sandwiched between the two silent men. Jungkook slid into the front passenger seat, turning slightly to face her. His presence filled the vehicle, suffocating her with its intensity. "Where are you taking me?" she demanded, her voice trembling despite her efforts to sound brave. She tried to meet his gaze, but his eyes were like black holes, absorbing all light and hope. "Somewhere safe," he replied, his voice devoid of emotion. "Safe for you, and safe for my business." He pulled out a phone, making a quick call in a language she didn't understand, but the authority in his tone was universal. Elena pressed herself against the window, watching the city lights blur as they drove further and further away from everything she knew. Her heart ached with a fear she had never known, a fear that whispered of a future irrevocably intertwined with this dangerous, enigmatic man. Her freedom, her life, was no longer her own. It belonged to him. And she had no idea what he planned to do with it. The rain continued to fall, mirroring the tears that now silently streamed down her face. This was not a dream. This was her new, terrifying reality.